Houston, we have a problem. Life-threatening floods devastated Houston following record-breaking rainfall from Hurricane Harvey. Here's how it got so bad. Houston's proximity to the Gulf Coast makes it susceptible to storms. It's also flat and prone to flooding, since the water has nowhere to go. The city once had wetlands that acted as sponges to absorb excess water. But urban sprawl meant that much of the green spaces have been covered with concrete, which is more water resistant. There are stormwater drains to catch the flow of rainwater, but these are largely outdated and cannot handle high volumes. Building regulations in Houston are also not as strict, which leads to many flood-prone residential structures being built in flood zones. Some experts believe climate change may have also worsened Hurricane Harvey. And with worsening weather in our future, Houston's situation emphasizes the need for stricter flood control measures, especially in coastal cities. Storms are coming! An ill wind is blowing towards America's northeast. Thousands of flights were canceled and schools were ordered to close as the northeastern United States braced for the arrival of a blizzard on Tuesday. One condition required for a blizzard to form is a mass of warm air rising over cold air. This causes strong cold winds and precipitation to fall. A blizzard will then occur if temperatures are below freezing at ground level and in the clouds, and there is enough moisture in the air to allow clouds and snow to form. Blizzards are defined by the National Weather Service as severe snowstorms that last for at least 3 hours, with wind speeds hitting at least 35 miles per hour, and falling or blowing snow that reduces visibility to under 1/4 mile. The National Weather Service warns that this blizzard will bring 6 to 12 inches of snow and high winds to New York City. Boston is also under a blizzard watch and could experience at least 1 foot of snow. Meanwhile, Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia may not be hit by a blizzard, but can still expect 4 to 8 inches of snow. Added to the travel chaos, financial commentators predict the inclement weather could cost the economy more than $1 billion, including lost wages.
Catastrophic hurricane batters Mexico's western coast. Mexican authorities declared a state of emergency in dozens of municipalities, closing schools and evacuating thousands as a powerful storm made its way to the country's west coast. Hurricane Patricia, one of the strongest storms ever recorded in the Western Hemisphere, made landfall in Mexico 6:15 p.m. on Friday. With El Niño warming ocean temperatures by 1 or 2 degrees, Patricia quickly gained strength and speed, developing from a tropical storm on Wednesday into a Category 5 hurricane by Thursday night. The hurricane's eye measured 10 kilometers and brought 200-mile-per-hour winds ashore as its center hit land. The Mexican coast was battered by heavy rain and powerful winds, with flooding and landslides in some regions. About 400,000 people were vulnerable to the storm, including some 15,000 tourists who had already been evacuated earlier. The storm is expected to slow down as it heads further inland, but nearby Texas and Louisiana may still receive heavy rainfall in the coming days. Despite weakening to a Category 2 storm, Hurricane Patricia is still considered extremely dangerous, as authorities warn those in affected areas to remain indoors.
Royal Caribbean passengers return home after nightmare cruise through storm. Passengers on cruise liner Anthem of the Seas return home late February 10th and are thankful to be on dry land. The ship, carrying 4,500 passengers and 1,600 crew members, departed Saturday, February 6th from New Jersey for a 7-day cruise to the Bahamas. Just 1 day into the trip, passengers were confined to their rooms as the cruise liner was rocked by massive waves. According to the cruise line, Anthem of the Seas sustained 120-mile-per-hour winds, which tossed the ship, causing interior and exterior damages. The extreme condition destroyed ceiling panels and tossed furniture. Some passengers were reported to compare their experience to that of riding a roller coaster without seatbelts and were thankful to be alive, while others took a more lighthearted stance. After 5 days of enduring the storm, passengers debarked back in New Jersey, and Royal Caribbean released a statement apologizing and have said they will be refunding passenger ticket costs and give a 50% discount on a future cruise. And, it seems, some folks, even this self-proclaimed diva, weren't too terrified to not set foot on another of the cruise line's ships. But for the less daring, there's always folks out there willing to accept a free, or, we're sure, even a discounted cruise.
Winter storms kill at least 43 in the U.S. What is up with Jack Frost this year? Deadly tornadoes in Arkansas and hail in Texas? No way. Yes way! A monster storm system has been ripping through the U.S. and so far it's claimed at least 43 lives. In addition to flooding in the Northwest, Midwest, and Southern states like what you see here in these pics from Alabama, residents of Texas and other southern states have been hit with winter tornadoes. 3 tornadoes tore through Dallas, Texas, killing 11. Here you can see electrical transformers exploding along the path of one of the Dallas twisters. On Sunday, the National Weather Service issued tornado warnings for southern Arkansas and northern Louisiana. Here is a glimpse of the aftermath of a tornado that passed through Birmingham, Alabama, the day after Christmas. The governors of Missouri and New Mexico have declared a state of emergency.